So let's read the second part of the Murli that we started on Saturday. So the date is 10/12/1979. So Baba was explaining about the qualification of a pure and charitable souls. So the first part we read, and then let's very quickly recap some of the important points. So there are 10 points that which Baba covered, right? So Baba was looking at the souls, right? The pure and charitable souls, the qualification. So Baba said, one point Baba said that, the someone who accumulate in every thought at every second and also inspires others to do the same. And then second, Baba says someone who's a great donor. And then someone whose actions and behavior are equal to the Father. And then the fourth one, Baba says, someone who receives godly power directly. And and, uh, and Baba also said that misuse of godly power for your own pleasure and comfort, right? And then fifth one, Baba said about the spiritual magnet, right? So the someone who's a spiritual magnet, right, which attracts other souls, right? And then Baba said the lighthouse, right? Lighthouse that should um, show the true destination. And then seventh one, Baba said the cool and serene souls who can cool down, who can cool down the burning one that is in the fire of vices. Right? And then Baba said, you are the elevated weapons, right? The eighth one, Baba said, you are the elevated weapons who can release tied and bound ones. Bound souls, okay. And then the ninth one, Baba said, you're the one who will make impossible things possible. And then the last one, the 10th one, Baba said, there are machineries available today, right, to change the desert into grassland. So to use souls, right, will souls who has no hope, right, we will give them hope. So we are such elevated souls, right? And that's how we accumulate, become pure and charitable souls. We accumulate for the self and also inspire others to accumulate. Okay, so let's start the second part. So in the second part of Murli, Baba is covering, Baba is addressing Rajasthan. Um, so Rajasthan, Baba is saying this desert, right? So they are the ones who converted the desert into grassland and orchard. And Baba is also talking about different service plans and also a balance, how one needs to balance. Baba is covering the how an ideal teacher supposed to be, and how they have to balance, a balance of spiritual service and physical service. Some very good points at which Baba is touching in this Murli, and also feel like Baba is slightly pinching the ear of teachers here in those, okay. So we'll cover that. So let's begin reading the Murlis. Yeah. Those from Rajasthan and UP Uttar Pradesh have come today. Those from Rajasthan have the authority of their kingdom, that is, the authority of all rights. They have the godly authority and are very clever in making the desert of Rajasthan into grassland. They can change the desert into an orchard. They can change a jungle into flower garden. The headquarters, the main service center is in Rajasthan. So those who live in the headquarters have to be ahead in everything. Those from Rajasthan should be very proud and intoxicated, right? Yeah, very true, right? Because they, Rajasthan, those who live in Rajasthan would be very proud because, see, God has come to that land, right? So they feel so intoxicated, and it's whenever they wish they can go there. It just the journey will be very short for them, and Papa is saying so many good things about Rajasthan, and it's a desert area which they have made into a grassland. That we know when we go to Madhuban, we'll see that the greeneries, right? And the garden, beautiful garden that the children of Papa has created there. Those from Rajasthan should be very proud and intoxicated. New service plan should emerge from Rajasthan. Those of Rajasthan should invent something new. You haven't done that yet. The desert of Rajasthan has to be transformed. In order to accomplish this, you have to water it with your efforts again and again. You have to fertilize it constantly with your service. Up to now, you have put very little fertilizer onto it. Acha. Baba will speak to the greatness of those from UP another time. UP, Uttar Pradesh, is a group from Uttar Pradesh also, and Baba says that Baba will address them, the greatness of UP some other time. Those from foreign lands are even now doing everything instantly. Mm, Everything instantly. They're just waiting Baba to say something, and instantly they would do it. They would make it to practical. Baba says. So you too should do everything as soon as you have that thought. Baba will speak of the rosary of greatness of UP another time. Now, prepare the rosary so that the next time Baba comes, he will garland you. And here Baba is saying the Yad Pyar, so which we will read once we complete this, the second group. Okay, so here Baba is meeting teachers. So we all are teachers here. So we'll have the thought, or we'll create that awareness that we are teachers, and Baba is addressing all of us here. Okay. Do all of you teachers constantly experience the stage of ascent whilst moving along? Hmm. The speciality of a teacher is to be an embodiment of experience. The speciality of a teacher is to be an embodiment of experience. A teacher isn't just someone who relates knowledge, because together with relating knowledge, a teacher is someone who has to give an experience. Someone who has to give an experience. That is why Baba said an embodiment of experience. So relating knowledge is different. We know that on the path of devotion, there are many people who relate the knowledge, right? But we don't see people who really give them that experience, or really bear that knowledge, or become an embodiment, become a practical form of that knowledge and thought, right? So here we see that. So the speciality of a teacher is to speak knowledge and also give an experience through her form. Since the copper age, many people of great renown have related knowledge, given lectures or classes, who becomes well renowned on this path of knowledge. Baba is asking, who becomes well renowned on this path of knowledge. Is it those who simply give lectures? Is it those who relate knowledge and also give an experience at the same time? Hmm? Baba says it is those who relate knowledge and also give an experience at the same time. Right? You teachers should always pay special attention to the service of constantly creating a very pure atmosphere and pure vibration. Very pure atmosphere and pure vibration. Not only for where you are, but also for the unlimited atmosphere. Not just for where you are, but also for the unlimited atmosphere. An atmosphere can be changed so much by the physical fragrance. An atmosphere can be changed so much, right? By a physical fragrance. Similarly, let the fragrance of the Dharana of divine virtues of you teachers and the fragrance of your powers create the vibrational atmosphere that are very powerful and pure. Very powerful and pure vibration, the fragrance and powerful atmosphere, Mara says. You teachers can never say that because of the atmosphere or because of someone's vibration, your efforts become like that, became like that. The Baba is saying we shouldn't be complaining that it's because of the atmosphere or the vibration that it becomes like that. To be a teacher means to be someone who brings about transformation. Not someone who's going to be changed. To be a teacher means someone who brings about transformation and not someone who is going to be changed. Those who bring about transformation and transformation are not themselves changed by any other influence. Those who bring about transformation are not themselves changed by any other influence. Teachers have the speciality of making the atmosphere powerful. Teachers have the speciality of making the atmosphere powerful. Even if the atmosphere is weak, they have the capacity, they have the speciality of how to make it powerful. A teacher is one who becomes powerful herself and helps those who are weak with the cooperation of her powers. Yeah, very good point, right? A teacher is one who becomes powerful herself and then helps those who are weak and those who are weak with the cooperation of power. So one who is powerful, right, can make others powerful and they can give the cooperation of power, right? Someone who is physically weak will not be able to give the cooperation of someone who's weak, right? So when you are powerful, only then you can give the cooperation to weak soul, right? In physical case also it is like that. So similarly, here, right? Someone who has all the powers can give the cooperation of a weak, to uplift a weak soul, right? A teacher is one who increases the zeal and enthusiasm of those who have become disheartened. Yeah, someone, right? Who can increase the zeal and enthusiasm of those who are disheartened. All of you are this kind of a teacher, are you not? Hmm? Baba is asking, all of you are these kind of teachers, are you not? This is the task and duty of teachers, right? Task and duty of teachers. You should be so completely full yourself that you can make others full, right? Lovely point, right? Very good point. It's very true that when you are full, right, by yourself, only then you can make others full. When you lack any particular power, others will also be weak in that power because you are their instruments, right? So I very very well said, right? When you lack any power, right, and those who you teach, right, they will also lack that particular power because you be their instrument, right? So they will have that weakness. Father says that, always highlighting that. Teachers should always remain alert and ever ready. Teachers should always remain alert and ever ready. You should not have the slightest trace of either physical or subtle laziness. Not even have the slightest trace of either physical or subtle laziness, Baba says. Okay. There can be laziness in making effort or even laziness in doing anything physical. Um, Laziness in making effort, or it could be, doing any physical service. Okay. So when you become disheartened about your efforts, you become lazy. When you become disheartened, that's when you become lazy. That is, and what can I do? I can only do so much. I can't do any more than this. I don't have the courage. I am moving along. I am moving along and doing my best. To get tired of making effort is also a sign of laziness, right? So then there'll be so many questions and complaints, right, about the self. So Baba says that is all the sign of, you are tired of making an effort. so, so you should not have that tiredness. You should be always enthusiastic, right? Those who are lazy get tired very quickly, whereas those who are enthusiastic remain tireless. Hmm. Those who are lazy get tired very quickly, and those who are enthusiastic will remain tireless. Therefore, teachers are those who don't get tired of making effort, nor do they allow others to become tired. They themselves will get tired, and nor do they allow others to become tired. So they are the teachers. That's the qualification of a teacher. So you are all rounders, and you also remain alert, right? Yeah, all rounders, right? And the one who remain alert. And Papa is, yeah, the second paragraph. You have to become, sorry, you have to be perfect in every task. And Baba says you have to be perfect in every task. Sometimes some teachers feel that it is their duty to conduct class and do the internal, work or spiritual work, that it is the duty of others to do the physical work. Hmm. So someone would have done that, or the time in Baba's story, that, and then Baba is highlighting that, you know, some teachers feel that it is their duty to conduct class. Their duty is only to conduct class, and then um, that means the internal work, right? Or the internal work, and that is the duty of others to do the physical work, right? That is not right. Baba says that is not right. There should be a balance, right? Even physical work is a subject. Now, Baba is going to highlight the importance of doing a physical work. Even physical work is a subject and is part of the internal work. This physical work is also a subject within your study. Okay. So you must not consider it to be something trivial. Okay, so this is part of your subject. If you have very few marks in the subject of physical service, you cannot pass with honors. Hmm. You cannot pass with honors if you don't have so much mark in the physical service, right? You need to keep a balance in every aspect, right? There should be a balance in every aspect. Baba says the spiritual work or the physical work, there should be a balance. It is wrong not to consider physical work to be service. Hmm? It is wrong. Sorry. Yeah, it is wrong not to consider physical work to be service. This physical work, okay, physical work is also a part of internal service. They are interlinked. It's part of internal service because when we, right, it's part of we becoming karma yogis, right? Right. If you don't cook food with a lot of love and in a yogic stage, how would your food then influence the mind? Hmm? If you don't cook food with a lot of love and yogic stage, how would your food then influence the mind? If you don't do anything physical, how would you accumulate marks in the subject of karma yoga? Hmm, right? To be a teacher doesn't just mean to be a speaker or someone who just gives classes or courses. An all-rounder is one who succeeds in service carried out with interest according to the time in whatever subject comes up in front of her. Mm. An all-rounder is one who succeeds in service carried out with interest according to the time, right? Subjects comes up in front of her. You are like this, are you not? Hmm? So you have to be an all-rounder, right? Should be ready to pick up anything or everything. Should be ever ready. And then Baba says, or is it that you are someone who just does internal spiritual service? And that someone else has to do the external physical service? Hmm? The two are closely connected. The two are closely connected. So it's very important to do the physical service in centers. Right? Otherwise, we will fail in that subject, or we may not get we may not get enough mark in that subject, and we can never become karma yogi. So it's interlinked. So if you are, it has to be balanced, right? Internal and external service. Okay, then Baba says, do all of you teachers constantly stay in the awareness of renunciation and tapasya? Hmm? Constantly stay in the awareness of renunciation and tapasya? You should not be attracted by any person or anything. Otherwise, that would also blind you and stop you from becoming karma beings. Mm. There shouldn't be any attraction by any person or thing, that's what it says, right? And then you will be, you would also blind you and stop you from, right? That thing will stop you becoming karma beings. Are all of you teachers satisfied with your own efforts? Baba is asking, are all of you teachers satisfied with your own efforts? Hmm? Do you experience being in the stage of ascent? Hmm? Do you experience in ascent stage always? Hmm? Are, are all of you satisfied with everyone? Are you content with your own efforts as well as with your service and companions? Hmm? Are you content? Are you satisfied? Hmm? Okay, that's something we should ask, right, ourselves. Um, okay, and Baba is also asking that, your companions, are you satisfied with your companions? You should have you should have a certificate for each of the three. You should have a certificate each of the three. So what are those three? So one is satisfied. Are you satisfied with everyone? And then are you content with your own effort? And then Baba is asking your companion, as well as your service and companion. These are the three certificates. Right? You should have a certificate for each of the three. And do you have all these certificates? What do you think? If you examine yourself with total honesty and feel that you have that contentment, then the Father too is content. Hmm? So Baba say, examine with total honesty. Okay, examine with total honesty and feel that you have that contentment, and then Father too is content. One is simply to say that you are content, and the other is to say honestly and truthfully that you are content. Hmm? Being honest and truthful that you are, content inside. That you are constantly content. One is to simply say that I'm content, and then second is to check, check, and then honestly say, being truthful and honest and truthful, and then check whether am I content or not. That you are constantly content, not just content, constantly content. Since you have come here, since you have come here to be made feel if there is something missing, either personally within yourself or in service, then speak to the instruments about it. Hmm? Speak to the instrument about it. If something is missing or something needs to be filled, or right, if there is anything that which needs to be discussed, then Baba says, speak to the instrument about it. Make sure you have created a stage of ascent for yourself. Hmm? Right? Created a stage of ascent for yourself. You come here to you come here to remove your weaknesses and become light. Right? You come here to remove your weaknesses and become light. Only when we remove weaknesses, that's when you become light. Right? If any minor thing is obstructing you in your efforts, then finish it before you leave here. Right? Underline. You have to underline this, right? If any minor thing is obstructing you in your efforts, and finish it before you leave here. That means before you leave Madurai. So the remaining part we will cover it tomorrow. So let's take a pause here, and then we'll come back and reflect. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So we just please unmute and share the points that which you would like to practice for the day, your takeaways.
Om Shanti, Vijit Bhai and Divine Family. Uh, I like this thing of the contentment that Baba has been emphasizing on this contentment that once the soul is fully contented, then it'll and the soul will share the treasures with everyone. Yesterday Sunday Murli also it was highlighted, and this will come from experiencing all relationships with the Supreme Soul, with Baba, and then experiencing, not only experiencing, but also in practically experiencing the attainments from each and every relationship, because every relationship has got unique experience, and also commensurate with that relationship there is an attainment also. So that point I really liked, and that's what is the uh, I'm working on. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Omkar. Yeah, very nice. Very good point. Thanks for sharing that. Yes. So contentment is very important. When we are self fully content, right, then we can make others also content. You're right, you said. Thank you. Anyone else? Number
Om
six.
Shanti, brother.
Om
Every
Shanti.
task should be done in perfect. That's my takeaway, brother.
Yeah, very nice. So perfection is our goal, right? So we have to be perfect in every task. Yeah, teachers mean everybody. I mean, perfect in every task, right?
Tiredness is also a form of laziness. So we have to be enthused in every task.
Right, right, right. Right. So
And just
yeah,
adding here, every task will be perfect and tireless only when the thought, the sankalp is tireless and perfect. I mean, in line with the Srimat, or in line with the Supreme. That work has to be done on the thought, isn't it? Because tasks, they become, when where the thoughts only, they become tasks later on, actions. So thought has to be, and thought will become perfect when my smriti is perfect. I am in Soman, the soul is in Soman. Then the uh, ultimately the task will become perfect. Just a view. Om Shanti.
yeah, yeah, true, very true. And so the seed is at the thought level, yeah, right. And Baba said also mentioned that when somebody is disheartened, right? So that's when people are there, become lazy. What then all the questions come: what to do, how to do, and then and Baba said maintain, or you always have to remain that enthusiastic, and then you become tireless. Yeah. Very good. Any, any other points? And Baba covered many, right, specialities of it itself, right? So they have to make the atmosphere powerful, right? Give cooperation to powerful souls. In order to give cooperation, first we will have to be powerful first, only then we can give cooperation to others. Right, and we also have to increase the zeal and enthusiasm of those who are disheartened. Any other sharings? Amiben, Akiben, Girijaben.
Girja sister has shared on the chat box. We may read
Oh,
them.
yeah, I'll read that. Girija sister says, pure and charitable souls make impossible possible. Baba, Baba relates to Rajasthan, right? Place of kings, ones with authority now. Deserts can turn into grassland by watering with their efforts and fertilizing it with constant service. Very true. Baba, also Baba speaks about the authority they had as kings and how, because of misuse of authority, stopped doing royal work. So corporate onwards, we know that misuse started taking place. That's one side because of Ravan coming into the territory, right, and taking over slowly, and then we forgot who we are. We forgot that everything is lost purity, the power of purity. And then we started misusing everything for the self, our own pleasure and comfort, right? Things. Okay.
The whole last paragraph where Baba mentions about what is the effort and how you need to check yourself as a teacher. He's was addressing teacher, but if I take all of those points back home, where he mentions about how do one reach the state of ascent, and where he says, are you in the constant renunciation and tapasya stage? A lot of deep points here where Bab is talking about first being satisfied with your own self, satisfied with others. And then he also speaks about, are you getting attracted with anybody's qualities or any person? If that's the case, then you will not be able to reach the karmatit stage. The whole reflection of this paragraph for me is what you are would reflect back in the society. So it's a bigger responsibility for a teacher to be complete and satisfied with himself and herself, so that the same can be taught to the students will get the same. If there's any way there's incompletion, the students will also have that kind of a reflection. So greater responsibility and a lot of points that Baba has given in this paragraph to check as to how to be being an instrument of Baba as a teacher. What is that you are expected to do? I'm still reflecting on that paragraph. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Bijit Bhai.
Yeah,
Just
thank you.
extending into what Raki Ben shared, you see in any Murli, especially the Avyakt Murli, before the Yatya, the main part of the Murli, that we know is what was that day's message from Bapdada. And when he comes to the groups, invariably, somewhere, something from the main Murli, he touches upon the groups and then he adds it over there. Very rarely does he take a new point. And if you see today what a perfect speaker is, if he cannot find any point, like he couldn't find anything for UP, so he says, okay, I will speak about the UP later. But Rajasthan, that is why I added those points of a king, as you said, a copper age and desert to grassland, which already Baba spoke about, a PC soul person. That's a connection. But teachers, if you remember even yesterday in our Sunday special buffer class, where the sister had shared and where I had also shared, if you are there in any of Babdada's Milan, you know, teachers have always a special place even to sit, because Baba always wants to give that kind of a special attention on them, because they are his Guru Bhai, they are his right hands. So that's why he gives a lot of tuitioning, a lot of revelation to them. But sometimes we feel when we are rereading this Murli, does this paragraph apply only to them? As Raki Ben rightly said, can we take something from there? Yes, we can. Yes, that part where Baba has spoken in the Murli definitely applies to the teachers, because they are made to stand and they are set. But even I am a teacher, when I reveal Baba's knowledge, when I sometimes even read out the Murli, a role of a teacher when I take, I think that part. So keeping that in mind, there are two things which I like in teachers. One is someone who brings about transformation. It's a very deep sentence, not someone who herself is changed. And how nicely, see, someone who brings about transformation, not someone who herself is changed. That is here very clearly, Baba in brackets says, no complaining atmosphere was like that. And the second one is that Baba makes a distinction between physical service and spiritual service. Sometimes what it is generally believed, teachers are only to give lectures, only to give topics. Here, so clearly, Baba says, no, it's your teacher has to be an alert, all-rounder, ever ready. And yesterday, the sister had said, which a teacher, there is no in charges at all. Only Baba is in charge. So that also to say over here how well Baba has molded a thing in the teachers. Physical service, external, spiritual service, internal, everything I should do. So for that I have to be, बर्तन भी मांजना है, गद्दी में भी बैठना है, cooking bhi karna hai. I loved that particular thing where Baba made it very clear, explaining the role of a spiritual teacher.
Very well said. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. So there should be a balance, right? So Baba says the physical work and the spiritual work. So both are equally important for us to become perfect. So our goal here is to become perfect. So in order to become karmadi, so we have to practice the karma yoga. So unless we don't do karma yoga, right, we cannot practice. We'll become weak in that subject. So Baba would like to see us doing only, we should be all rounders. So we should investigate everything, all sort of things, whether it is physical or spiritual, taking classes or cooking, or all rounder, ever ready for everything. Okay, nice. And also that point that it's Dr. Ben was saying about you should not be attracted by any person or anything, right? So that is also very important. So when you were sharing that, so this one one experience that Asha Ben Awasti shared one in her middle class that when they were going to their teachers training session. So it was one Dadi, Dadi's name, who was the teacher giving the training. Chandramani Dadi was giving the training, and And then at the time, there were so many classes of Jagdish Bai classes were arranged. And then these teachers, right, including Asha Bibi, they all went and talked to Dadi that we want more classes from Jagdish Bai, because they all found Jagdish Bai's classes very good and very interesting. So they and then requested that Dadi to have more classes with Jagdish Bai, gave different topics, and Dadi became very uh, you know, said that you should not be attracted. So uh, there are many souls with different qualities, right? So we shouldn't be attracted to that quality. So that will also deceive us in the effort making stage. So then later they have to go to a big class from Dati to make them understand, how these attraction will deceive them in their effort making stage. The qualities are given by Baba, so we have to look at uh, uh, in that whatever qualities they have or they receive, it's all from Baba that they have received. It's based on their love and their surrenderance to Baba, accordingly they, and their effort also accordingly they receive the qualities and the specialities in the terms and that. So when we see somebody's speciality, somebody's, special skills, and then we should get attracted to Baba, because Baba has so much of different varieties of qualities, right? So we can we can take it from whatever we want. It's how we take it based on how we surrender and how we the kind of love that we have for God. So we should take it. We should be taking it from Baba. We should get attracted to Baba when we see others speciality. Thank you. That was very nice. One more chat. I see from Radhamani sisters. Yeah, Baba said in one Murli, teacher should be always in charge. Right, their battery should be always full. Baba is in charge. They are just instruments, right? Yes, Baba gave them um, that authority, right? So eventually, there's Baba who's in charge. Okay. So, any other sharings? Any other last sharing?
Digit Bhai, I just want to, you spoke of Dadis. If I don't share this, I think it would be very this. There was one Dadi, Shantamani Dadi. And if I don't know, because I used to stay only in Pandav Bhavan, she used to be outside, that office room with a chair, a small, very short stature Dadi, and you can see her eyes, steel eyes. She sits there and she watches people coming up and down. Once or twice, because I just took a chair and I used to sit next to her. Later, I came to know she was very strict. I used to call her as the head teacher, because she was mainly responsible for all these teacher training courses and all. And some of them have said the kind of discipline she really emanated when she gave a thing. One thing they shared, that Bartan Manjna, how nicely she explained to the teachers, how do you really wash the vessels and how do you put them out, like even that small work. And in full humility, and even though she wasn't well, she did her work. When you said teacher training and Asha, I could only remember of Shantamani Dadi. I just thought I should mention. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Kirjapan.
Just adding one reflection, Baba often relates the cleaning of the vessels with the cleaning of the intellect. And while in the gross manner, the cleaning of vessels was to be emphasized, but deep inside it was related with the making the stone intellect as the paras intellect. So that's how Baba used to connect whenever in Sakar Murli, Bartan be Magna, basically that intellect has to be soul consciousness. Soul has to be in soul consciousness when the intellect also will become pure. Om Shanti.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, thank you, Omkar. Thank you, Girijaban, for sharing all your sharings. Were very good. Good. So, uh, is there any other sharings? Is there anyone who has not shared and would like to share? If not, then we can we can move towards closing the session by we sitting in silence and remembering Baba. Okay, so let's sit in silence and let's go to Baba and then experience him. Om Shanti. And thanks to Baba, thanks to Divine Family, you all, we shall connect tomorrow at 5 a.m. Right? Until then, you all become, tireless. You have to just remain in that enthusiasm. You maintain that real enthusiasm. We'll connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. I shall explain the Om Shanti.